Everyone, so this is
You're
a little
still not
bit
recording.
Yes, I am. How dare you? This is a little bit of a different kind of video because I am traveling for once. Me and Broth here are going to PsychCon. Are you excited about PsychCon?
Yeah.
They're gonna revoke our passes. They're not gonna see this till after it comes. The PsychCon is over.
Okay.
They won't know that you dissed them.
I'm not dissing.
You did this. That's a diss.
You think they're gonna watch this video?
No.
Do you think that?
I don't think anyone but the Discord is gonna watch this video.
You think that they're gonna watch this video?
Maybe part of it, maybe probably not the whole thing all the way through.
Okay.
But yeah, this is gonna be interesting because we don't really travel ever. So this is gonna be fun. This is my first time planning a trip all by myself as well.
I traveled to the bathroom. Heyo.
Ayo. So this will be interesting. It won't exactly be a travel vlog in the normal sense because I don't think we're gonna leave our hotel really, but see you guys at the airport next. We're already extremely tired. Very good start to this adventure to both be yawning. I'm gonna end this clip here in case this music is copyrighted.
Oh.
Basically folded over in half. Okay, I kind of failed at recording like context clips throughout this entire thing. Don't mind my half-done makeup. But basically they did a thing where everybody, like, even if you didn't have a ticket, you could come in and watch Last Night Gus. And so we went to that for the first night, and that's the context of this next clip. The line got so long to watch the episode that they formed a second line. Yeah. And so it's so many. So we have the first night under our belts. Technically the convention doesn't start until tomorrow, but they did a little like a first night event, so it was like dress like Henry Spencer night plus you know, a free thing of like, hey, everybody can come watch Last Night Gus and in the convention hall. And then like a little terrace party, which is actually going on right now, but, it's like a cocktail party and, you know, we can't drink, so.
At least you're not on Dateline.
At least you're not on Dateline. So we are chilling now, and my brother is just rediscovering cable because they have that at the hotel. We've had an interesting experience so far at the hotel. I mean, this vlog won't come out until after we're already exited the hotel. So they let me... My brother and I are questioning if the man I spoke to on the phone in order to book this...
He was a ghost.
He was a ghost. Did he actually even work here? Who was that man? Who was that man? Because everything he said was either wrong or missing vital information. Like, he forgot to mention that I can't check into or get the key for the room if I'm not 21. So, thank goodness for Abby, because, we needed someone who was 21 or over to come and get the key for my prepaid room. I already paid for the room. The room was prepaid, and the guy was like, you can use the room. It's prepaid. You guys can have the room. It's just I can't hand over the keys except to someone who's 21, even if they
have nothing to do with the room. And it's like, so that wasn't mentioned to me over the phone. That would have been nice to know. We almost got trapped here without a room, but thankfully I knew someone who could come and save us, and like literally superhero. So that was interesting. And then the room was supposed to have a king bed and a pull-out bed on the couch. No pull-out bed, it's just the king bed and a teensy little couch. So that wasn't factually accurate. And also, shuttle doesn't go to the airport. I asked if the shuttle was to the airport. Shuttle for this hotel is not to and from the airport, so we did have to get a taxi, which was an unexpected expense. Not like one that'll make or break anything, but it was unexpected, and that was a little annoying. But the most annoying part was the, oh, I can't give you your hotel keys unless you're 21. But I can reserve it at 20. I can reserve it, I just can't check into it. And and it's not the guy at the front desk's fault who informed me of that. It's the guy on the phone's fault for not informing me of that, you know? But whatever. It worked out. It worked out. We got rescued by a literal superhero, and we had fun watching the episode, and Steve Franks, Andy Berman, oh no, I forgot the third producer guy's name, and Corbin Burnson did the presenting, right? And at one point they were like, is there anyone here from California? Cheers. Anyone here from Arizona? Cheers. And then like, oh, we should get one more. They literally went, oh, we should get one more state in. Anyone here from Hawaii? And we both went, whoa! We screamed. And Corbin said, you guys get a free pineapple shirt. And Steve said, they're lying. It's not worth it to travel all the way here. Which was very, very funny. I hope we do get a free shirt. I don't think we will, but that would be really funny if we got a free shirt. Anyway, so that's day one of the trip so far, after a whole bunch of, like, layovers and delays and things. With the flights, we almost didn't have a hotel after, but we're fine. We're in the hotel room now. It's very comfortable. It's a nice hotel room. It doesn't have the pull-out bed like we were told, but it is a very nice hotel room, and it's a nice big bed, so we can share it with great distance. I can't figure out how to pull it out. It's stuck or something. I think it's just not a pull-out. Doesn't seem to be one, no. Yeah, I think it's just not a pull-out. And if it is, why is it that complicated and hidden and refusing to budge? I'm pretty sure it's just a regular couch. But anyways, so far it has been fun. I've definitely enjoyed so far. We'll see. We're here for like 3 more days, so we'll see what else we get up to in that time. Maybe we'll leave the hotel room for more than just the convention. Maybe we won't. I do know one thing for sure. I am not wearing flip-flops again. I did it for the Henry Spencer bit. It was cold. I'm definitely wearing my sneakers and socks tomorrow. Don't like it. I don't like you. So, day 2, next morning. I decided that we're not gonna go down until like 9:30ish, because that's when theater stuff opens. Which I think gives me some time to like wash my hair maybe. But sorry. Ugh, I have a headache. Marriott Bonvoy members get access to a new form of enhanced, what was it, like, enhanced room service or something. Basically, we don't get room service because we're not members with Marriott.
But good news, bad news, I'm so used to food being super expensive because I live in Hawaii that the fact that there's like $17 Eggs Benedict is like, yeah, that seems about average. It seems about average from a place that's not a chain. So the prices aren't shocking to me, but that makes me concerned because my friend described it as an expensive restaurant. So I'm gonna get ready and then see if my brother wants to go to the restaurant. And if we're a little late for the theater stuff, to be honest, I don't mind because I have a headache. I'm tired. I just realized this hotel doesn't have bath mats either in this room. I don't know if they just forgot them or if they just normally don't do bath mats, but my feet are freaking cold, dude. I'm not calling the restaurant in the hotel affordable, by the way, necessarily. Just that I live in an expensive place. And so the expensive hotel restaurant prices align with what I prepare myself to spend on average. Yeah, I guess that's what happens when you live in a tourism place, is you pay for everything at like hotel prices. You guys hear that loud droning too, right? That's the pipes. Ah, we fixed her.
This took 16 minutes in real life, and I've managed to cut it down to 8 seconds for y'all. Woo, power of editing. Haha.
We ready? Oh. We ready? Okay, so can you not? Okay, we'll do it like this. So filming isn't actually technically allowed in the theater area. Like, there's a sign that says do not film anything, only take still photos and only for personal use. So I'm sorry that a lot of this vlog is just me describing things and being like, trust me, bro. But it's, so the panels ended at 4, and then it was like, it's like autograph signing stuff, and then they're doing a trivia thing at 8 o'clock, so we're back in our room. So, panels. The first panel today was Corbin Burnson and Timothy Amundsen, and it was incredible. Corbin is hilarious, Timothy is a gem, and I think it's really fun. I'm on Tumblr and within the Psych Discord server that I'm in, I'm kind of known as the #1 Henry hater, but I actually really like Corbin. I think he's really cool. So that's just a funny dichotomy. But I really enjoyed that panel a lot. A lot of very funny things were said, and a lot of very sweet things were said, and I don't, like, remember a ton of it, to be honest, because I was enjoying it very in the moment. I hope that somebody did record all of these and is gonna upload them. I just don't have the memory on my phone to do that, to be honest. But that panel was great. And then there was like a yes-no trivia game after that, and then intermission, but I took the yes-no trivia game as an intermission, and me and my brother went up to the restaurant in the hotel, and we met up with other friends from my Discord server who are here, and we all had lunch together, and I didn't get any footage of that because I was just enjoying lunch with my friends, but the food in the hotel restaurant was...
She ordered the worst thing.
mid, we'll say.
It was coldish by the time it came out.
So I got it. It took forever to come out to us, and
Not
then
forever.
it was
It happened eventually.
It did, but I got like chicken and cornbread waffles. It was fine. It wasn't
great. I didn't like it. It was very dry. It was very dry.
The butter didn't melt at all.
It sat for too long, and it didn't have the butter on it, so the butter didn't melt. It was just kind of solid.
It was a butter. It was supposed to be a hot butter.
It was supposed to be like a spicy butter, but it was not spicy. And there was nothing spicy about it, and it was very dry. Like I was having to like drink with it, and my water tasted soapy, and I don't know if that's real or if that's my head.
No,
yours didn't.
Tasted a little soapy.
It did.
Know why?
Okay. Weird. So I ended up just drinking a root beer instead. But you know what saved it? The Discord friends. The food was, but the Discord friends were fun.
Good. It was supposed to have pork on it, pulled pork, and it did have a little bit, but not nearly as much as was advertised. It was more ham than pork.
Yeah.
I guess it was called the ham sandwich. Still, though, it's supposed to come with pork on it, and I had, like...
So when he says pork, he means, like, pulled pork, like Kahlua pork, but not, like, slices of ham.
It was slices of ham and pork.
Yeah, it was supposed to have both, but it mainly had ham and then very little pulled pork.
Very little pulled pork. Not even like a thin spread of it across the whole thing. Like a thin spread in every other area.
Subway style.
It's like when they put Subway pickle style, where they're like, there's a pickle here, 1 inch space, pickle there, pickle there.
Pickle everywhere, except for the bite you're going to take next. And after that was, so we did end up, fries were good. We did end up late to the Kirsten Nelson, Kurt Fuller panel, but that was also quite fun. I got a new hero. I'm not going to say his name in case you wouldn't want it said, but a guy came up and made a joke. A guy made a joke of like, I was going to ask if you'd do my autopsy when I die, but security didn't like that, and apparently I'm on a list now. And that guy is my hero now, because that was hilarious. And then Kurt was like, no, I'll do it. You write me a check, and I'll cash it after you've passed, and we're good. Or after you're gone. So that was very funny. He was also, like, Corbin was super funny. Kurt Fuller was super funny. Kirsten is just awesome and iconic, and I love her. And then after that was an auction.
It's a little odd.
It was so weird. And again, you're not technically supposed to film in the theater area, so I might include, we'll see what I decide in the final cut. I might include just a little bit of footage from that to show how weird it was. But, so like, there was a part of the most of the auction was just banners, which was like just like the photos of the cast. Basically, their IMDb photos. Their IMDb photos, but larger. It wasn't even new photos taken for the convention. It was like their IMDb.
I noticed
photos.
the sizes were incongruent.
The sizes were very inconsistent.
Like Steve Franks and then the other guy, I can't remember his name. Chris. They had massive ones that would like take your whole wall with their face, and then Maggie's was like itty bitty tiny.
They had like varying sizes, but only for some of that. I guess they're doing another auction tomorrow, so maybe there'll be more interested. And there was like a cookie jar that was signed by everyone, and there was like a Sykes guide so-and-so that was signed by everyone.
And then Gus with all of Gus's nicknames.
A notebook signed by Dulé with all of Gus's nicknames. But here, so the first time they hold up a banner of Dulé, and it's like, so there was a thing like that. So she kept saying it's only money, which was really irritating. The auctioneer kept saying like it's only money as she was trying to get people to bid more money on things. And there was this thing she kept doing where she kept being like, 200? Are you doing 200? You're doing 180. Do I hear 200? But not in, like, the normal auctioneer way, and more of a, like, come on, you're not spending enough for my tastes kind of way, and it was very weird. I mean, maybe we're just inexperienced with auctions, but the energy was off. And then the auctioneer was, like, had a weird vibe going on. And then we get to we get to the IMDb photo put onto a bit of vinyl for your wall of Dulé, and she goes, and we just learned this morning that we've been saying his name, we've been saying his name wrong all morning. It's Dulé, right? Yeah? Round of applause. Just kidding. And it's like, he's one of the main guys. What do you mean you didn't know his name?
She didn't know when she brought up Steve Frank's photo.
So
she just kept calling him the creator, and at first I was like, oh, she's just saying the creator because some people might not know Steve Frank's. But then she said, and this is the creator.
No, so what happened was they held up... So first of all, there was no organization to it, so it wasn't like... The next item we're bringing out is there was like a pile of stuff on the stage, and she had 2 assistants who were with her, and she was like, okay, grab another thing. Okay, this is... And she multiple times forgot to say what the item even was. She also said that people in the back could bid, but I didn't see anyone in the back get counted.
One person got counted at the very end there.
One person got counted at the very end there. Well, there was an increasing desperation.
But also, the back was the people who spent less on the event, so there are people who aren't quite as fanatical about getting merch as much as the people who spent a lot of money to get in.
Or they're just poor.
Well, yeah, but that's my point. The people in front probably are poor now because they spent...
We spent,
one of the posters... Someone spent $700 to get a poster signed by all the cast. Like,
we spent thousands to get here. Or I spent. You didn't spend anything.
I'll pay you back.
Will you?
I'll pay you in quarters.
But that was the auction was so anyway, so the way that the Steve Franks thing went is she went, this is another one of the writers of the show. And then someone corrected her and she went, the creator of the show. Okay, so this is the creator of the show. And then she did the bidding thing, and she never referred to him by name the whole time. She just went, all right, creator of the show, each time. So I don't think she knows who Steve Franks is. So...
I think she was just, she was just someone who works for the company that puts it on, so she doesn't...
Yeah.
I mean, she did know the names of the people from the Vampire Diaries.
So they also auctioned off some dead stock from other conventions, I'm pretty sure. Because, like... After the first 3 psych-related items, she went, now we have signed photos by Jared and Jensen from Supernatural. And we were like, what?
And in the
psych
Vampire Diaries, and then she mentioned all the characters.
So first it was the Supernatural, then it was Jon Snow from Game of Thrones, assigned Jon Snow.
She didn't know who that was.
No, she did. She was like, if you can say his name. No, I'm kidding. Everyone knows his name is Jon Snow. And then she mentioned, like, I don't remember that. I've never watched the Vampire Diaries. But then she was like, auctioning Vampire Diaries stuff. That might actually be the clip I include.
Hello, 'tis I, Sid, who's been home for a few days and is editing clips of the vlog together. I forgot to mention this about the night 1 thing. But we didn't have chairs when we got there, so we had assigned chairs on our badges, and we were row BB, and my brother and I were supposed to be seats 47 and 48. And then we get to row BB, ends at 46. Ends at 46, and we're like, that's weird. And the guy behind us goes, yeah, mine also ended at 46. I just grabbed couple of folding chairs from the back, the general admissions area, and we're like, okay, I guess if that's what we have to do. So we went and grabbed it, and then one of the organizer ladies passed by and was like, oh, we need to get 2 more chairs. These rows are supposed to go up to 48 each. Every one of them needs 2 more chairs. And I don't know how that happened, because they had it all set up the night before, for the free screening of Last Night Gus and everything, and it was all set up when we got there, so I don't know how that happened exactly, but yeah, we had to grab our own chairs, and then we watched for like 10 minutes while a guy kind of half-heartedly brought folding chairs from the back and then kept skipping the row in front of us and just not putting chairs there, and she had to tell him like 100 times to do it, and that was really weird.
Has anybody heard of the show Vampire Diaries? Okay, there you go.
Us reacting in confusion about the Vampire Diaries thing. If I include any clip, it'll be that one.
Okay.
But that auction was so weird. And there was also multiple points, and this might be personal opinion, but there was multiple points where it felt like she was kind of judging people for spending as much money as they did on the items, even though she was also trying to prompt people to spend more money on the items. Did you get that at all?
I mean, one could interpret it that way. I'm trying to think more positively. You know, like she just...
Like I said, that could be a personal thing. I could be reading that wrong.
Maybe she wasn't even supposed to be the one auctioning those off. It felt very unplanned, the whole auction.
It felt very, like, improvised.
Because it was a lot of just... I don't know, I was expecting more unique stuff. But it was just stuff with, like, autographed. And obviously they didn't... She really was just being like, I have 2 volunteers here. She didn't know their names.
Yeah, she didn't know their names at the start of it. She had to ask them their names.
And then they started just grabbing sort of random stuff and quickly didn't. So it felt very impromptu.
There wasn't like a set, like we're gonna do this item and then this item. And
so
then this item.
I'm not gonna blame her too much. I feel like those, whoever her boss was the one who was like, we can't get blank to do the blank. You gotta go blank and blank.
Yeah, but that was weird. The auction was weird. Anyways, my brother sidetracked me. Where was I? Okay, so after the auction, it was the couples panel, which was James, Maggie, Dulé, and Jasmine. And I got to ask a question at this one. I had originally wanted to ask it to Corbin and Timothy because I think that they have the most interesting answers usually when I watch the panels and listen to the podcasts and stuff. But I did get to ask to the couples. And oh yeah, James's foot is broken. And he didn't say why. He just got up on stage and either Dulé or Maggie, I forget who already, but one of them was like, what's in that glass? And James said the same thing that broke my foot. So who knows how that happened. So they did their panel and I got to ask them a question and I was so excited when I got up there. If y'all remember, I had a really, really bad tremor in my hand. I have some videos. If you go back on my channel, like a little less than a year or something, I have some videos of like doing my makeup with the tremor in my hand and stuff. And it's calmed down, but it still comes back when I get like real hyped, good or bad. And so I was really nervous and I was like shaking a little to the point that the person with the microphone asked me like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, it's just my first convention ever. And she was like, oh, well, welcome. That's so cool. And then I had to start like holding my hand because it was trembling so severely. Like I had to hold it and it was still, here, I'll try to recreate. It was like this basically in my hand while I was gripping it. And she was like, are you okay? And I said, I'm fine. It's just this happens. I tremble. I have a tremor. And she was like, oh, okay. I wanted to make sure you were like still with me and not going to pass out. And the hand tremor was so bad that she had to hold the microphone for me. I couldn't hold the microphone myself. I went to reach for it and she was like, I'm just going to hold it for you. And I got to ask them, if there were any deleted scenes that they wish had made it into the final product, and find out that there's like 12 minutes of Dual Spires that James really wishes I'd made it in that didn't. And that was just so cool, and I was so happy about it, and that was so cool. But then like, the panels were like, an hour each with the stuff in between, so 4 o'clock came, panels ended, and we came back up to the hotel room, and we're chilling until the trivia game later tonight at 8 o'clock. We might try to go do something else, but it's super raining right now. Like, it is pouring, we can't see the sky.
It's completely dry. There's no.
You know what?
Overcast.
We don't.
It's so bright and sunny.
You know what? We don't live here, so I can show you the view out this window.
Don't do it.
Why?
What if someone's scared of heights?
If you're scared of heights, stop watching the...
You Star Wars?
No, I can't hum any music because it's all copyrighted, but look at how rainy it is right now. Yeah, so we're not going anywhere.
It's It's so sunny, man.
It's so not. Okay, it's nighttime now. Should be a video that goes up before this vlog of us trying Popeyes, or maybe after, I don't know. Trivia. The trivia was very, very fun. We didn't get called up to it. They did it cast v fans, so 9 fans got called up, like picked from a bag. And me and my brother did not get called up for it, but it was still super fun to watch from the audience, and we kind of tried to play along anyway. And I don't really know how to describe it, though. It was just very fun. They asked questions about, like, the top, I think it was, like, the top 6 Gus nicknames or something like that. And I would have won if I was on the team, because the top number 1 was Lavender Gooms, and I knew that. And then the next round was 16 favorite guest stars, with number 1 being Carrie Ells. I think Corbin got that one. Judd Nelson didn't end up on there, but Molly Ringwald did, which I thought was interesting. Because they were both only, like, you know, one part of an episode, but Judd Nelson had a more significant part of his episode. Maybe it was just less recognizable that it was him to a lot of people. But, and then there was, the category was, like, top 7 things and places in Santa Barbara, and so top number 1 was, like, pineapple, and it was really funny. It was 1, 2, 3, 4. So there was, like, correct guess, missed guesses, and then the next thing that was guessed correct was the second. Then the next thing that was guessed correct was the third, and then the next thing that was guessed correct was the fourth. And then that pattern broke, but that was really funny. And I can't remember all what it was, but it was a very random assortment of things. Like the SBPD wasn't a place, but Bobo's Donuts was a place that ended up on the list. Like, because it was things and places, and James was like, that's vague. And I was like, yeah, James, you're right, that is vague. And then the last part was a finish the line. So they just took scripts from... It's funny, they realized at some point, like, oh, Andy Berman's hosting it, so he only has access to the episodes where he wrote the scripts. So it was all Berman episodes, so there was, like, 2 Last Night Gus's, there was a Spelling Bee, stuff like that. And the Spelling Bee one was, of course, Schulz's first scene. And the cast would read out each one, so we kind of got to enjoy, like, alternate takes of each line and, like, scene, which was pretty fun and entertaining. God, I wish that video was allowed in the theater. I would love to video it for you guys. But that was really neat. So trivia was really fun, even though it was 8 o'clock at night. And then, so we're very tired now. Then tomorrow, the final panel starts at 5:15. So I think the convention is going to be fully over tomorrow by 6. So that's going to be interesting. I think tomorrow the panels are Maggie, Jasmine, and Kirsten at 11. We're not Golden Pineapples, so we don't get access to that, like, big cast panel, but, so Kirsten, Maggie, and, Jasmine. And then I think after that it's trivia, then intermission, then Q&A with Tim and Kurt, and then a panel with Steve, Chris, and Andy, and then after that I think there's either more trivia or another auction. I think it's an auction, live auction thing, hopefully better than today's. And then the last panel is James and Delay. So that's going to be quite fun, I think. Yeah, that's going to be a good time tomorrow, I think. I'm very tired, though. So, good night.